Wanderers, welcome to episode 213, season 2, episode 13. Before we jump into another exciting, enthralling, and excellent 3 E's there, Smoke Daddy.
That's right.
Episode, that's 4 E's, Smoke Daddy. Let's talk a little bit. Let's talk shop.
What is it?
Listen, we work really hard to put out a lot of great content on YouTube. We release this on YouTube. If you want to watch this shit show, guess what? You can watch it on YouTube. But while you're watching on YouTube, how about you subscribe?
Might as well.
Helps us out in the long run.
Yep.
And follow us on all of our social media accounts. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. Actually, we're not on Snapchat.
I am.
Oh. Well, we're on Snapchat, Smoke Dragon.
Yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by our friends at the Gaslight. Let's hear a little bit more from them now. Today's episode is proudly brought to you by our buddy, John Songer, and the Gaslight Pizza and Grill. The calendar has turned. It's finally 2024. The days are short and the days are cold. Don't fret about cooking something no one wants to eat anyways. Head up to historic 4th Street in Huntingburg and order off the best menu in Southern Indiana. Plate meals, hoagies, and pizza, they have it all. Our buddy John wanted us to remind you of a few things coming up in February. Smoke.
Yes, sir.
February 11th,
Tell me.
Super Bowl Sunday.
That's right.
Head on up to the Gaslight to have your party. Hey, Big Mace.
Go ahead.
February 13th,
What is it?
Fat Tuesday.
I'm all in.
You better believe that the Gaslight is going to have their world-famous and delicious spread for Mardi Gras. Hey, Smoke.
Yes, sir.
February 14th.
Again?
Well, if you don't know that date and what goes on in it, then it could be your last as a couple. Get a pizza to go, make it a romantic night at home. The Gaslight is also the place for live music. Guess what, Mace?
Tell me.
February 17th.
Who is it?
Awesome band. First and Main's going to be taking the Gaslight stage. Well, hell, fellas, we just made your week in February planned to a T. You're welcome. Head to the Gaslight today for lunch or dinner. And by the way, be on the lookout for a special In-Depth with John Songer.
The Wondering Dutchmen podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wandering Dutchman podcast coming to you from Smokers, toasty, warm, comfortable, and cozy on a very snowy, cold evening lounge.
The Wandering Dutchman! Yeah! The Wandering Dutchman! Yeah!
Here we go! There we are. We're into episode 213. For those of you keeping score at home, it is January 19th. You know it's colder than
A well digger's asshole.
it is. This will be coming out on January 26th. And just like that, we are out of January, fellas. Congratulations. We made it. We're into February.
Pretty wild.
Knocking it down in
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah. Big thank you to our title sponsor, the Gaslight. We appreciate them coming on board. They've got a wide range of activities coming up there in February that John wanted us to tell you about.
Big old stack of boxes on the table right now.
Yeah,
That's right.
we killed some gas and meat lovers with some pepperoncinis. The only way to go, when we say we only like to deal with people we like and products we like, well, guess what? We proof positive because if we recorded that, it would look like a bunch of lions eating a wounded wildebeest.
I seen probably one of the craziest videos I've ever seen the other day.
Was it us eating?
No.
Oh,
It
okay.
was something similar.
Oh,
It was a humongous, bloated up.
Oh,
The
where they
hippo-
explode.
The hippopotamus.
Oh, yeah.
And the hyenas.
oh, this liquid
Yeah.
death is cold.
Yeah. That's what I told you.
I wasn't ready for it.
We're not sponsored by Liquid Death, but if we wanted to be, if they wanted to sponsor us,
Can we all look at the camera?
this water is not stupid. I did not mean to say that, but It's literally
mighty pricey.
It's mighty pricey, and it is canned ice cold water, but it's pretty good.
It's really good.
It's murdering our thirsts as we speak.
Well, here's the thing about it. I think
Hold on. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think Liquid Death is ahead of the curve, Smoke Daddy.
Yeah.
Because there's more and more studies coming out about the forever chemicals
Yeah.
and those that are in plastics.
BHA, and that what? Not BHA. What is it?
Well, BPA was one of them that was in them. but
Business
it's the-
Professionals of America.
Bingo, but it's PFAs. I'm not even going to attempt to say it, Smoke Dragon.
This is this is an infinitely recyclable can of stone cold mountain water, straight from the Alps to murder your thirst.
Hey, Liquid Death, if you want to send a case once a month,
Yeah,
we will put your shit everywhere.
for sure. But yeah, those hyenas,
I might get that skull tattooed.
that's badass, by the way. Yeah.
That may be, well, go for it.
They have custom. That's one thing they do coin themselves on, like their custom artwork, like on each box and can and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, let's just get into it. Let's buckle up.
Well, let's break down the fourth wall real
Okay.
quick. If you are watching on YouTube or watching on Spotify, want you to take a good look at the improvement here in Smokers Lounge.
Oh yeah, we got some new hardware.
We got some new hardware here.
hit up our buddies over at Sweetwater and got some new hardware.
That's right.
Yeah, so we to keep continuing to improve the show, spruce it up a little bit. These kind of table boom mics.
We got a little bit more motion. You
Yeah.
know what I mean, like kind of like moving
Should
around.
really improve our sound quality.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
that way we can like really get in there,
Well,
there.
In it.
And the other
Real
good
deep.
news is it leaves a little bit more room for the old belly.
Unlike them square plates or boots.
Yeah, so we can lean back a little bit. We can get it closer. I think you'll hear
Throw
us
the
really
rock
hear
away.
better.
Cough today. God, I got a little.
Got a frog in your throat.
You got a little tickle in your throat there, big
I'm
guy.
good. Yeah, here we go.
All right, hey. So you said it. Let's get into it. Wait, how was your week?
It's been colder than balls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We've been batting down the hatches. We didn't miss a beat. We were off Monday for MLK Day, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Not a medical doctor.
No, we celebrated that day with a day off there, and then come back Tuesday, and we jumped right in. We put some storm tile on the ground. It was like everything was froze. Had to use the torch to put Merrimax together. It was tough.
Think
Yeah.
you could have called him Esquire Martin Luther?
Was he a lawyer?
I don't think so.
I
think
mean,
he
he's
had.
not a medical doctor.
I think he had a doctor of like religious studies or something like that.
Yeah. Either way,
I think he did a little preaching.
but yeah. But no, we
I wrote a
just
song once called PhD.
you did.
How'd it go?
Something along the lines of Mama always wanted the best for me, a doctor or a lawyer with a PhD. And then something to the effect of she must be proud because I'm a pretty hard drinker.
Oh,
Because what's that?
Nice little
there's
hook there.
another one that's working man's PhD.
Mhm.
You know that
That's
one? there.
Aaron Tippin.
Aaron Tippin, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, other than
Really got
that,
off the rails. there.
that's
Sorry.
okay. That's part of
that's
it.
what people like
That's what
about
we
the
do.
show.
But no, they we've just been cold, and it's been a pretty brutal week. Yeah, and then it snowed, and then we've been getting after it with that,
Yeah.
getting the roads all cleaned up.
Well, I'm sure the fine citizens of Huntingburg, the new council and the
Yeah.
new mayor probably appreciate the efforts.
Yeah, we got up there bright early this morning and got them sidewalks and everything ready to go for them. That way there wasn't no slips, trips, or falls on the way in. That was good.
Yeah.
That was part of it.
Yeah, we don't want any.
I liked it. But yeah, I really became accustomed to my thermals.
Mm.
I dug out a pair of Carhartt bibs that I haven't worn
Now,
in a
do
long
you wear
time.
the traditional waffle pattern white cotton thermals?
No.
Or do you wear like the stretchy material stuff?
Well, I have them on now,
Okay.
and you can see they're like it's a Carhartt product. It's
Oh yeah.
these are the
yeah.
Arctic ones that are like super duper thick, but then the one when I wear them under my bibs, they're kind of like a traditional white waffle brand type, but they're a Carhartt product that's a little thinner, breathable. I mean, not breathable, obviously, but you can move around in them. But yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, the kicker is this bibs that I've been wearing. I haven't worn them for quite some time because I was unable to.
Oh,
But now I can. So,
Hell yeah.
yeah, humble brag there. But yeah, I might be shedding some inches and gaining some in other places.
Oh, BD.
Yeah, yeah, I'm trying to get that back. But
anyway, have you been in the gym?
no, zero. No, I've just
okay.
been not eating as much and not drinking water. Liquid death. Been murdering my thirst.
Shout out Liquid Death.
Yeah.
So
shout out
anyway,
to that
that's
hashtag.
all. Yeah. What you got, Dave?
Not a damn thing. It's been cold. Did some driving. Shitty roads this morning. Everybody's going real slow.
Then that.
Like, it's fine when everybody's going slow, but then when you get to the one person that's going slow.
And they
but you know what?
They truly have no business being out on the road.
Yeah, like I get it, man. Maybe you're scared. That's fine. Stay home, and let the adults do the rest here. But then, like, there's this not a Tacoma. What's the damn SUV? Highlander?
Sequoia?
Highlander.
Forerunner. So I'm behind this Forerunner doing like 1.5 miles an hour and wide turns, and there's nobody anywhere. And then
shoot.
we pass a moped on the road going the other way.
geez.
No,
and I'm
we
like,
don't.
man, this guy's in 4-wheel drive with heat doing 1.5 miles an hour, and this poor bastard's over here just hammered down in the shoulder.
Yeah, 25
Just
mile an hour, just
getting it.
letting her eat.
Grip and rip.
So anyway, I don't have anything interesting. Just ready to buckle in and see what we can make happen.
Yeah, I like that, Dave.
What do you got, big fella?
We are fighting the good fight on the south side of 1025. It's about all I'll go into that. Will disclose, got into a full-on YouTube comment section battle.
So when you said that, and then like I can never find which one it's on. So like the next time you alert me of a YouTube battle,
Well, have you looked at it?
yeah, but like I couldn't find which video that he was commenting on.
Oh, I forget which one it is, too.
Yeah,
If you go to our studio page and you go to comments, and that's where they hang out. That's where I
okay.
find it.
yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of because I've started to respond to some of them and don't hear back. Usually they don't respond back. But this guy responded back, and I was still working on other stuff. And I was like, to hell with it. We're going to do this. And so I was like, oh, that's a funny joke, man. Maybe be more realistic that, 90 days is more accurate than a year. He goes, oh, well, there was this guy that he did this for a year. So I was like, okay, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I
Like,
had somebody
I'll admit-
hijack my comment thread the other day. They posted a video of, or somebody posted a picture of we had an AT&T outage in our area, and they posted that big picture of that
the
FirstNet
service truck. Yeah.
The FirstNet truck is for eSIMs, like police, firefighters,
First responders. Yeah.
responders, whoever, blah blah blah. And several people around town were thinking that was just like a general AT&T tower, like a mobile tower, and it's not. It's for eSIMs. Well, then something about like for doctors or something, and then some guy gets on there and comments about, I would say, our doctors in this area being incredible is a loose stretch. I had an emergency hand surgery, and like just goes into this whole freaking doctor thing, and I'm like, what the are you doing, man? Like, I'm just talking about like an emergency tower that's in the city hall parking lot for our cops. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just think as soon as people get their platform like that, they just let her.
Well, and this guy did. He pointed out some dude, and I was like, I'll look it up. I'll do the research. So I looked at it, and I was like, oh, so this guy didn't. But as you start reading a little bit further, he still drank water. He still drank tea. He still drank coffee. And then, oh, by the way, here's the kicker. So his organs didn't shut down. He took high-dose multivitamins and then yeast for his gut. So I responded back to the guy. I was like, well, I don't think that's typical without eating food, like the starvation aspect. Like, you're right, that guy did it, but he consumed these other beverages, some that, depending on how he drank them, would have some caloric intake.
Oh, yeah.
And I said the other thing of it is he took high-dose multivitamins and yeast for his digestive system. Well, what's your point? And I go, well, asshole, you're the one that came throwing rocks first, and you bring up one example. He provided me with your Fauci science, which obviously he didn't do his research.
Oh, boy.
Because if you're taking high dose and it says was taking high dose multivitamins to prevent organ failure. Well, oh shit! I wonder how that happens, Dave. So yeah, you may be like, the whole point of eating food is to get the nutrients out of the food. You get the nutrients out of the food. You hope some of them have some value to which your mitochondria use to power your cells and all this other stuff.
Wow.
And this guy he goes, so what's your point? And I said, well, you're wrong is my point. And 2, keep commenting back because it only helps the algorithm move things up. So that guy didn't know what was going on. But
Yeah.
so that's about it, man. We're busy. Baseball's getting ready to take off. Biddy basketball's getting ready to start. And our house is just, we're running on fumes. But other than that, I'm glad to be here with you guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. Hour 1.
Let's hear it.
Hour 1 is presented by Matt Krieg of Krieg Insurance. Listen, it's 2024. We all make these grand plans and have wild resolutions that, statistically speaking, we don't keep. But one resolution that is super simple and you should keep is talking to Matt about life insurance. Listen, no one wants to talk about life continuing on after their passing. No one wants to consider that, but it happens. And a lot of times people do not plan accordingly. Make a plan with Matt that will take care of your family in their time of need. They shouldn't be worrying about paying bills or having money to cover groceries during their time of grief. Get that peace of mind that they will be taken care of. Give Matt a call today. He's always there to help.
Big shout out to our buddy Matt Krieg. We appreciate the support.
Brother.
Give him a call. Whatever you may need. Health insurance, life insurance. He's the guy to call. Knowledgeable, exceptional service. And if not, at least he's just a friendly face to talk to, right?
Yeah.
What you got, big fella?
I don't know. I was kind of struggling, to come up with something this afternoon, if you could believe that, just because I've been so locked in and cold and kind of in a funk.
Slows the wheels down.
Yeah, kind of in a funk and everything like that. But I don't know. What have you been watching lately? Have you been watching any series lately or movies or any kind of web shows or watching any other podcasts other than ours or any, how have you been consuming media lately? What's up? What have you been watching?
Well, I just got done with Shameless about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then that
Was that the 4th time or the 5th time?
First time I've ever watched Shameless.
Oh, yeah.
But then that got me kicked on. One of the main characters from that had his own show on FX called The Bear.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like a cook. So I watched, I think there's 2 seasons of that, like 8
that's
episodes.
fairly new.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He takes over his dad's like sandwich shop.
His brothers.
Is his brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so I watched that. That got me grabbed in pretty good. I watched both seasons of that in, a couple weeks.
Right.
But yeah, other than that, I'm kind of in between here.
I've been tackling that one on Netflix called "Fool Me Once."
Not heard of it.
It's British, I think. I'm gonna only assume it's British. They're very, very Britishy speaking.
Tea and crumpets.
Yeah, stuff like
Governor.
that. Yeah, governor. Hello, governor. But yeah, no, it's about a murder. It's this woman. It's a true crime type deal, thriller.
You're a big true crime guy.
I am, like, all in, all the time. But yeah, it's a good one. I've been watching that. Justine finished one up the other day called, I think I said it last week, The Brother's Son or something like that.
Speaking of true crime, there's a show on HBO I've been told you to watch called True Crime.
Oh, yeah?
And I guess the first season of it had Matthew McConaughey and
Colin Farrell.
something like that.
You seen it?
Well, no, I just know that there was a lot of people that were stoked about that season with him because a couple of the follow-up seasons have been bad. They've been
I heard the second one wasn't great. The third one was better, and the fourth one just came out. I've not watched any of them yet. But somebody kicked me off on that when we were talking about the
I want to
whole,
see about that new streaming show, the channel Max.
I've got Max because through AT&T.
Oh, yeah.
That's where True Crime's at.
Oh, is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
on Cinemax.
HBO Max.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's not Skinemax.
No,
it's okay.
HBO
Yeah.
Max.
Is there any Skinemax films on there, you think?
On HBO.
HBO Max.
Yeah,
or
it's called Game of Thrones.
Well,
It's called True Blood. It's called
I never watched True Blood.
Spartacus.
no. Oh, yeah, that one was wild. I remember that one. Kings of the Sand or whatever, Spartacus. That was
Sopranos. That wasn't. That wasn't.
Sopranos didn't have a bunch of boobs in them.
Spartacus.
You ran a titty bar.
Oh, that's right.
You ran a titty bar.
You ran a titty bar. You dumb some bitch.
Shit.
We used to, speaking of HBO, so at the house in college, we had HBO.
Oh boy.
And we would
How
get
crunchy?
all-
How crunchy was your carpet?
Yeah. We'd get all fired up for Entourage.
Oh yeah.
So we'd have like Entourage watch parties, came on like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock Evansville time back in the day. And it was a blast. And we'd always get excited when you'd see the big N because of the nudity on the warnings that would come up, adult content nudity. We'd be like, yeah, we're going to see some boobs.
shit.
It's the simple things.
Yeah,
back in
hell
life.
yeah. They I don't know. My kids my kids don't watch Netflix anymore. They don't watch Disney Plus. They don't watch anything. They just have like a select group of YouTubers that they watch.
Now, see, my
Isn't it
boys are
wild?
about like that, but I try to keep William away from it because I'll like walk in and there'll be something like way off the wall.
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
But William still watches Netflix. Me and Weston watch Disney, like some of the Star Wars series and Marvel series we'll watch.
Right.
But yeah, I think he's mainly YouTube.
Maxwell
But he
just
does a lot of reading though too.
who does?
Weston.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's cool. Maxwell just watches other people play Fortnite when he's not playing Fortnite. I told him today.
Well, there's lots of people that watch people play baseball when they're not playing baseball.
Well, yeah, I guess you're
It's
right.
the same thing.
Uh,
100%.
You think
Absolutely.
watching a baseball game on TV is the same as watching someone play video games?
It's all a game. You're watching someone else play a game.
Well, but one of them's at least physical activity.
Well, that's here nor there.
Yeah.
But I get your premise. I get where you're going. But the thing I told Maxwell today, I believe my exact words were, if you don't do what you're told to do, I'm going to tomahawk that PlayStation in the lake, is what I told him today. That motivates him usually pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's gonna get tough.
It's going to be a problem. Yeah.
Well, because NCAA football is coming back,
Oh yeah.
and I've told Janelle I would buy a PlayStation again for one game and one game only, because I loved NCAA football on PlayStation back in the day.
Is that right?
Loved
Never
it.
played it.
Only
I played-
game. Never was a Madden guy,
See,
but I
played
loved
that.
NCAA
I
football.
played Madden and I played some like first person shooter games, but like I was terrible at it. Like I am not a good gamer. Were you?
No, I try to play games now, even like, because there's some cool Star Wars games out there, but
Oh,
I just
dude.
don't have the
Yeah.
patience.
I don't either. But like Max, I mean, I guess he's pretty good. Per Couch Guy, who's not here tonight, he's on a lovely excursion with his bride. But Couch Guy was like a nerd with a capital N, and like he was
Not for nudity.
No, not for nudity. Well, maybe for nudity too, but he like him, and there was 2 or 3 of them. That, like those dudes probably could have like went to these new, like if they had these modern day like gaming teams,
Yeah,
like
the
they have
esports.
now, the esport guys.
And you still think it's weird that somebody watches them play?
No, I'm not saying. I mean, yes, I think it's silly to watch someone. I guess is it like a Twitch stream, like where you just.
I don't know.
It's just like he's just
Well, your
watching.
new neighbor.
He's just watching people play Fortnite, like the video game, which that's fine. I mean, yeah, whatever. I'm not saying that it's weird. I mean, I am saying it's weird that my son's doing it. I guess it's just because it's Spanish to me, I guess. You know what I mean? It's French to me. Like I just don't.
That's
Yeah.
how I am with regular sports.
Is that right?
Or video game. Like it all is just
Yeah.
watching. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just watching somebody play a game, though.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean,
Dave, you hide it well because you don't talk much during the show. So when we have a sport thing that comes on, it just seems normal. So you've done a great job.
you've done a great job.
You've done a great job, Dave.
But yeah, I don't know. I just I was thinking about that. I was wondering what, if there's anything out there that you think we should watch.
I've had
Drop it in the
fan of the
comments.
program and back at the resort, Miss Kendall McHugh asked me, she goes, have you watched Saltburn?
Oh God.
And I go,
Said something about
Justine
watching that.
watched it and she told me, she said, "Hey, do you want to watch Saltburn?" I'm like, "I guess, yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, if that allows me to hang out with you, honey, I'd love to watch it with you."
yeah, I'd love to spend some
Yeah.
quality time with you.
And then like I was like, I think she decided to watch the first. I don't know. She decided to watch the first episode like on a Monday night, like when I was watching football, and I'm like, ugh. She goes, "Hey, I'm gonna watch Saltburn." I'm like, "Okay, honey, go ahead. I'll catch up." And then she binged like 3 or 4 episodes or whatever, and she's like, "Yeah, you're not gonna like it." And I'm like, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah, it's freaking weird."
Well, and that's what
And that
Kendall was just explaining it to me, and I just kind of was like,
what's I don't even know what the premise is.
So it's this poor guy that kind of gets adopted into this family that's uber wealthy,
Yeah.
and then slowly kind of makes his way into the family as a member of the squad.
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden, people start showing up dead, and basically he's the one that's doing it, but he's also
So you
sleeping
have
with
watched
him.
it,
No,
or-
Kendall get. You know how you and I, like, you broke down the jungle and I broke down It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
That's kind of the lay down I got to it, to where the point.
So
I was
there's
like,
really
I
no
don't
need to
think-
watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not
Okay.
nothing there. But
Yeah.
shout out
Like
Kendall
those,
staying on.
so a lot of
the
those ones now, like if you watch TikTok, like if you just scroll through, like a lot of times I'll just scroll through my For You page
Mm-hmm.
and like whatever, there's like a whole bunch of references of, it's usually over a show.
Different thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, I started. I'm sorry. Started watching Band of Brothers again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah!
That's a good one.
I love Band of Brothers.
That's a good one.
That probably is my favorite piece of cinematic production.
Yeah.
I think it was very well done. I
That's
think it was
Band of Brothers is right in there. Like
historically
with,
correct.
the Pacific and all that stuff too, right?
It blows Pacific out of the water.
Well, I mean, like it's on the same vein.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that. We haven't. It's wild with the kids. Zoe and Ryan, they'll find some weird stuff on Netflix here and there.
Mm-hmm.
My poor father, shout out Papa Frank. He listens to the show. I walked in the house the other day, and I could hear us talking in the background, and I'm like, "This is so weird," But shout out Papa Frank. But he unfortunately gets stuck a lot watching these newfounded cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
And
Masha the Bear.
Bluey.
well, not
I
even-
like Bluey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
you
get
like the accents, don't you?
I don't know what it is about Bluey, but like when William wants to watch a show, and I'm like, well, how about Bluey? Because I can just handle Bluey.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was a female dog. Bluey.
Yeah, both of them, they're sisters.
See, I thought Bluey was a boy.
I did too for a long time.
Yeah.
But there was an episode where she was wearing a princess crown.
Maybe that's where they try to get you, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think Australia tries to get you.
Oh, it's Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
originally
okay.
From there.
I've not
But
watched anything of Bluey.
so like Zoe, I don't know where she finds out from him. I don't know if the kids like talk about it at school or what, but the staple in our house, we get a lot of Paw Patrol, Rebel and Crew,
Oh, yeah.
Blaze and the Monster Machine.
Rebel on the double.
Yeah, but we all the new network TVs getting ready to come out in the next couple weeks. They had their strike, so all the new network shows will be out running through.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't have, I guess I don't have I don't.
Heard Roseanne's starting a show.
Oh,
really
Man.
really?
interesting.
Cool.
Because who was going to be on it with her?
That could be interesting.
Mm.
Well, here's the other thing too. A lot of these industries, there's starting to be some layoffs
Yeah.
because we were talking about T Swizzle, her record group. They got some layoffs coming up. I think Citibank by the end of the year is going to have cut 20,000 jobs.
Jeez.
So there's in the entertainment industry. Well, because what happened, it was a gold rush. Look at all these streaming services that came out. Look at the money Netflix threw at those comedians. Look at everything that's going on with Amazon.
Our friend of the program, Curtis Crow, he said when I did a show with him, he was talking about Dusty Slay. And I'd never really heard of Dusty Slay before. And then I turned on Netflix yesterday, and the guy that Curtis was telling me about, Dusty Slay, he's got a damn Netflix special.
Yeah. They all do.
So good for him.
Oh, that was the guy that he
Trucker hat and real gnarly
yeah.
mullet and
Yeah.
kind of big frame glasses like that. Yeah. So Dusty's. I just noticed it. It was it showed up on my Netflix.
Yeah,
yesterday.
but they are starting to lay, because people, economy wise, people are cutting back.
Oh yeah.
What are you going to cut out?
Yeah.
You know,
Streaming services.
Here's this $15 a month we pay for this.
Yeah.
Well, we might as well I tell Janelle.
I would rather pay the $15 a month for the streaming service and just skip one trip to McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know
well,
what I
that's
mean?
what I told Janelle. If $15 a
inflation.
month is going to break us.
No.
Guess what?
Yeah.
We're in a lot bigger problem than what we are right now. You know, but I've made it my mission in 2024.
You think the streaming services have hurt the economy because you're not going out anymore?
Like just sitting at home watching TV?
Yeah, think of all the not out in the public you're doing now.
I think
COVID
did
that.
Well, I think COVID.
Even before COVID, when was the last time you went to a movie theater?
Oh shit. Long time.
Probably would have been when Janelle and I are dating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
I think
Really?
Jen and I have only ever been to, like without kids, like 2 movies maybe.
When we took the kids.
Oh,
to
Justine and
see-
I did a shit ton back in the day. We go to the movies all the time just because.
Well,
We're both movie people though.
when we took the
Jen
kids.
is not a movie person.
We took the kids to see the new Mighty Paw Patrol movie
Oh shit.
in
yeah.
theaters, and that was the first time I'd probably been in a movie theater for
We went to
quite a while.
Showplace East in Evansville and watched a movie with the kids one time, and I just remember it costing like $100.
Yeah, I took the boys a few years ago to one of the new Star Wars movies that had come out. Like on, I think it was a Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. It was some holiday.
Matinee type thing.
Yeah, and Jenna was working, and I was like, "To hell with it. We'll just go catch a damn movie."
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe she worked that night.
Yeah,
We did our Christmas in the morning and then had nothing. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
That'd been the last time.
yeah. We haven't been forever either. Yeah. Anyway, I was just thinking about it.
Well, there's always
Hit us up out there. Let us
there's
know what
always
we're doing.
new stuff to find
Yeah.
when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So here's where I'm at today, fellas.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
I don't like it.
This is an unpopular opinion, and I knew it as soon as we got into it. I knew when I was looking at the show notes that David sent out, this had been on my mind. Very unpopular opinion, but I do like the cold. Now, I want to clarify. I like it when it's that pure cold. It's not the wind chill cold. I don't like the cold when the wind's blowing 100 miles an hour. I like those nice, still nights where the moon is, it's a clear, crystal clear night, and that cold. There's something about a good cold snap that just resets everything. Because here's one way to look at it, Dave. We all hate bugs. We all hate ticks. We all hate all that stuff. Guess what the cold helps do?
Mm-hmm.
It knocks them suckers down a little bit.
That's right.
So it's an unpopular opinion, but I am a fan of the cold when it's not the extremes, when it's blowing 100 miles an hour and it's a negative 35 wind chill.
Today was brutal.
But when it's a pure cold, when you can go outside and it's mid-20s and it's calm and, sun might even be shining, I like and appreciate it. And I know that sounds crazy because this week is a pretty good cold snap. Next week it'll be 50 degrees. So that's always entertaining.
Do you know what the temperature is outside right now?
12.
No.
It's less than that.
Oh,
Say 7, 5.
5.
really?
Yeah.
5 degrees above zero right now with a northwest wind of 11 miles an hour.
Which probably cuts it down into what's the real feel.
Well, I'm not supposed to Google and read my book anymore.
Probably pretty low.
Yeah.
Man, you took some flack for that, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
There was some people that really kind of jumped on you.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
I like the cold. I sleep better when it's cold.
That's insane to me, David. I know you said that, like that like it was in the it was probably in the 30s, and you're like, yeah, if Jenna wasn't here, I'd probably crack the window.
Yeah. Oh,
And that is insane to me. Like I would freeze my balls.
The kids sleep so much better when their room has a little bit of chill to it. Like not like crazy, his cold, but
crazy
cold. It comes back from my time in Michigan, and it'd get pretty cold up there, and you dealt with the snow, and there was a long.
Like I'm getting ready to throw that.
Yeah, my ankles are getting cold.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Your little bitch shins are
Keep
getting
talking.
cold. But when I was in Michigan, you would have the snow and you would have the cold,
Lost my damn glass.
but it got there and it stayed there, Dave. It didn't bounce like we have here. It bothers me when it bounces.
Yeah, I was just complaining to the kids last night, maybe coming home from basketball. Yeah, that's exactly what it was with Wyatt. But we got all that rain, then everything froze.
Yeah.
Now it's going to get warm and rain more, but my driveway is going to be a washed out mess.
Oh, it's terrible.
By the time we record next week.
Yeah, it's terrible. It is. That's the one thing. The freeze and the thaw is terrible for roads. But when I was in Michigan, they tell you to find that winter sport or that winter habit that you could like and enjoy doing. Here, it doesn't get cold and stay cold and snowy long enough. But I don't know. I just was thinking about it. It's a good reset in nature, especially these nights when it's nice, cold, and clear. I just like it. I enjoy it. But obviously, I hate it too on the flip side to a certain extent because I'm not tone deaf to the frozen pipes and, people that lose heat in their home. And, every once in a while you'd hear it up in Michigan. They'd find an elderly person, frozen to death because, this, that, or another happened.
Said on the national news this morning that there's been 20 plus.
Yeah.
And this one so far.
And generally it's elderly folks.
Well, but you know what? Elderly folks pass when it's hotter now too.
Yeah, no, that's right. I mean, I feel like it's just a general statement. People die every day.
Old people die. That's what they do.
I mean, that's what we're all going to do one of these days. I mean,
I hope for not for a long time.
Yeah,
me too.
Live long and prosperous.
Yeah.
Can't do it. I just hate it when like today,
Yeah, but you work out in it every day too.
Yeah.
That's a whole different game.
That's what Papa Frank hates it because he spent a lot of time not mining Mr. Peabody's coal, but working on equipment that mined Mr. Oiner's coal.
Yeah.
And just not a fan of it.
No. I mean, it sucks. Like when you have to be outside, which we definitely do it the right way. You know what I mean? We take breaks and stuff like that. I mean, our supervisor definitely told us this week, like, hey, if you get cold, go sit in a damn truck. Like this son bitch will be here in an hour. It'll be here tomorrow.
What was it this week? You sent us a picture on the group chat, and your mustache was froze up with icicles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
Yeah, that was
that's great if you're drinking and sledding, but not trying to.
No, that's just.
Hey, there was some pictures shared at the old Holland Dam sledding
the
today.
Lake Hill. Yeah, the Holland Lake Hill. It was getting some beating. It was taking a beating today. And hard water. Hard water, baby.
Yeah.
It's time. I mean, if you're going to do it, it's time to do it now. Ice fish.
Oh.
Yeah. I walked about 30 feet out onto mine the other day.
No, you didn't.
The hell I didn't. Yeah. You go down there and look at the hole in the ice right now.
You fall through?
No.
Oh.
How thick was it?
About 3.5, 4.
Yeah, it's probably about right.
Yeah. It's 3 inches is probably still dangerous. 4 and a.
Hey, yeah. Some of us know 3 inches is dangerous.
I know. 4 and above is where you want to be, but
beggars can't be choosers.
right. But anyway, no, it was popping, so that's good. They say when you walk on ice and it don't crack, that's the scary part.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Well,
When it cracks is whenever it's settling in. I don't know why everybody that you talk to that's an avid ice fisherman that around here. Now you go up north in Michigan and
those guys,
Minnesota, I mean, Jesus,
they're driving
trucks
vehicles in full cities out there.
They're driving trucks and shit on it now, but like they're dealing with a foot of ice and stuff like that. We're still 3 or 4 inches, and I mean, I've seen several pictures of people in this area down here that are catching fish through the ice and stuff now.
Some friends in Brazil just posted they caught some fish on the
Yeah.
hard water today.
Yeah. So I mean, Other than that, like the outdoor activities has definitely slowed down quite a bit. I mean, we've been feeding the hell out of animals and stuff like that, keeping the outside animals content. We got a look like a homeless camp for
I wondered about that when I was getting Zoe.
little homeless camp for the cats set up outside with a heat lamp and some tubs and other things like that.
How warm does that stay in there for him?
I have no clue. I've never stayed in there. I don't know.
Well, I figured
Can't fit. But I mean, it's better than nothing, I would assume. And then there's a cat hut. We got a cat hut there that's plugs in. It's got like a heated mat on it, you know. So we're good. We do our part. Take care of our furry friends because they keep the mice down and everything like that. And
the mountain dogs are hard to call in right now.
I imagine. You said that. I seen your snap the other morning. It's the coldest day of the year, and them some bitches just out there basking.
They're just laying out there like it's sunbathing.
That's how Grant, my brother-in-law, and my in-law, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, they have three. There's 3 huskies in that family, and they love it. They're just out laying.
They enjoy. Well, it's right because the kids when we got home, they were like, "Oh, let's play in the snow, And I was like, Rhett Man's sleeping. He's got some molars coming in that he's battling that war right now."
Did we understand that when we were like today? My kids wanted to play outside so bad when I got home because I told them they were not allowed to go outside until I got home. And then, when I get home, then my dad had beat me there. So Eleanor was already outside. And it was probably 15 degrees at that point at like 3:30, 3:45 this afternoon. And, I mean, her cheeks are just as red as a red could be. You know what I mean? And I'm like, God, you kids. They sled for because we got some pretty good hills right there behind the garage and stuff. And they sledded around for, half hour, 45 minutes or an hour, and then they came in, and I'm like, "You done?" And like, "Yeah, it's cold." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's cold when you went out too, but
Yeah, William asked about it, and then we stepped out on the front porch, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll wait a little bit because it was windy." And Wyatt went out and spent about 45 minutes in batting practice outside there.
Really?
Seems like a shitty time for batting practice. But
isn't it bad? What kind of bat was he using? That's bad. You're not supposed to use some certain bats until above 70 degrees, 60 degrees.
Well, if you're cold like this, probably not. If the bat was sitting outside, and
I'm sure he was using an old bat.
I would have hoped
he wasn't using his new one.
I would hope
because he was worried last year when you guys started practicing that his bat was going to get hurt.
Yeah,
because I feel like it's pretty chilly out.
They say you're supposed to use a bat sleeve if it's under 50. That's what I mean. Read.
I don't.
But yeah, no, that's the crazy thing about the cold weather around here. So like we go through I think we looked at it up, like out of 10 days or 11 days, I think only 1 or 2 days out of that stretch were we above the freezing mark. And there were more nights in the single digits that there were in the doubles over that stretch.
And that always bites me in the ass. So it's this cold now, and then 2 weeks I'll go home for butcher, and then it'll be highs in the mid-30s to where meat's going to want to.
So that like right now, next week. So tomorrow is 20, Sunday 29, Monday 38, Tuesday 44, and then Wednesday is 51, Thursday 54, and rain like for 5 days in a row.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's just
So that's next week, and then that's next week. So this is the 22nd is whenever. So Monday the 22nd is when it'll break freezing mark, and then it stays in the mid 40s to low 50s all the way out till the 2nd, February 2nd, as far as I can see on this thing, and it's all 45 to 52.
And that's when we're butchering is February. Well, starting the 2nd.
Yeah, be 50 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
too hot for that.
Yeah. So
that is a tough
Hell, next weekend is the neighbors are butchering down the road here, and it's going to be 50 on Saturday.
That's wild.
That's a tough spot. I mean, and that's what it is. I mean, like you look 91% of rain, 65%, 45%, 70%. So we're going to get rain too.
Yeah,
and it's going
that's just what our winters are here, though. We'll get these cold stretches. We always seem to have one.
Polar vortex.
We always seem to have one there Halloween-ish.
But
first week in November.
It's crazy when you go Facebook is another big history keeper
Yeah.
for us.
Well, they keep a lot of things.
Yeah, and you can like you get the memories that pop up on your Facebook shit, and it was like literally 1 year ago today, 2 years ago today, 3 years ago today, and it's snow.
Yeah.
Snow, like right around this part of January. I don't know. So
It is what it is.
I like the cold too to a certain extent, but we were talking the other day. It's like, okay, Christmas is over, hunting season's gone. Hunting season's gone. Christmas is over. Hell, we might as well just go to mowing grass and fishing again.
Yeah. And golfing.
That's
Hell
where I'm at.
yeah.
That's where I'm at.
That's where we're at. Smoke Dragon?
On the cold weather wagon here. You guys heat your vehicle up in the morning before you leave, or you just hop in and go?
Right now, I'm driving Lady Tank because Polar Bear has a left front wheel issue. That some bitch shake you out of the truck. No, not on that one because it sits in the garage.
Gotcha.
And generally it's fairly good temp wise. Now, on the white truck that sits on Polar Bear that sits out in the driveway, probably 10 minutes before we get ready to leave, I'll go warm it up. I never used to, but then when I lived in Michigan and it was just, you're going to get your morning coffee started and you just remote start, fire up your vehicle and
remote. I never had one of those before.
This is the first one I've ever had.
it's nice.
The white one.
Your truck doesn't have remote start?
Mm-mm.
Huh.
Probably not an option for that model year or his, because this is a tradesman.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
Not for my package.
Yeah. No, here's a prime example. The other morning, trying to get this baby right in there so I can get real deep. The other morning I got my ass ripped because we didn't have any pancake batter around the house.
Oh, you should have called. We got plenty.
Well, and so did Mamaw just across the road down there. So I was like, all right, I'll go get some pancake batter. No, don't worry about it. She didn't really sound like that. But I told her, I said, I'll go and get some pancake mix over at my mom's. And it was like, God, it was cold. Like it was probably in the single digits. And it's terrible for your vehicle too. And I went out, fired that sumbitch up, literally put it in drive and just went. And the wheels would barely move, and I could barely get the steering wheel to turn because the power steering fluid was so cold it wouldn't hardly go. So I have a remote start on the Expedition. You push the button and it beep beep, and then it'll go. But it'll only run for, I don't even know how long it goes. Maybe 10 minutes at the most. See, Justine's van, my parents, that was one of her Christmas gifts for my parents several years ago, was a remote start system for her van. So she had it installed because Justine's van didn't come factory with it either.
Yeah.
So my mom and dad bought that for her for Christmas, and hers will run for like 15 minutes. So sometimes when she's getting ready in the morning, she'll have to do it more than once. Me, I just usually jump in. I'll get up in the morning, first thing, take a leak, slip my shoes on, walk out, start it, come back, get in the shower, get dressed, and then, it's probably been running 25 minutes or so and go. But yeah, I mean, if I don't do it, I won't start getting hot air until I probably get to the junction down here. And I don't like that. It's pretty chilly. It's chilly. You know what I mean?
That is, it was, I was talking to Janelle because she's driving the Nissan. And somehow it came up. I said, well, I know how it came up. I was like, oh, I really love the heated steering wheel and the heated seats. She goes, yeah, I know. You have that in Lady Tank. The Nissan doesn't. And I go, which the Nissan's the White Fox, by the way. So she goes, well, the White Fox doesn't. And I said, yeah, it does. That son of a bitch, that steering wheel gets hotter than a 4th of July firecracker. And she goes, no, it doesn't. And I go, yeah, trust me, I've used it. It's, bottom left-hand control there. Just push the button. And I mean, she called me one morning and she was like, Hey, you're right. It does have a heated steering wheel. I said, yeah, I know.
That
But heated seats,
Yeah.
if you don't have heated seats, that's a game changer.
I think this has something to do with me turning into a big puss, though, because like I said, used to I could not fathom sleeping, with close to a heater
I sleep with socks on now.
or a fire or socks on or sweatpants or
No way I would.
You know what I mean?
I'd cross the line and
stuff
go
like that. You know what I mean? But like, man, anymore, I guess it's probably because I'm out in it every day. Like today, when I got home, I was a piece of shit. Like I came in, took my bibs off, took my boots off, and literally just like got underneath a blanket and just kind of lived. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, God bless, I'm cold.
That's what I can remember as a kid. And it just, I mean, we're talking about the cold, but when Pop Frank, I can remember coffee being made in the evening time just to have something to,
Yeah.
on these cold, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure they would be. They'd be drinking coffee. But,
We drank sleepy time tea
oh.
at night. It's like a herbal, no caffeine sleepy tea.
So why do you say letting your vehicle warm up is bad for the vehicle?
no,
I think he's saying not letting it warm.
not letting it warm up is
Oh, because there was a guy on TikTok that said,
the oil. Did you see
Yeah.
the oil? Which one are you talking about?
Well, I don't
I've
know.
seen one. It was a guy took a pie pan and put like used motor oil in it and clean brand new motor oil in it and like set it outside overnight. It's like -5 or something. It was way up in Canada or some shit, and it literally looked like molasses. And he's like, "Yeah, good luck getting your good luck getting your engine to run on this bullshit." You know what I mean? So-
well, this guy said that the only way to warm up, and I think he was wrong because it didn't make sense to me, but I'm not a mechanic, but I do prescribe to common sense. He said, well, the only way to get your oil hot is by driving it. And I was like, that can't be right, because as soon as you fire your vehicle up, the oil starts circulating and it'll warm up that way.
Yeah, but like I don't think your transmission fluid's moving while you're parked, or like your differential. Oil
yeah, there's more oil than just the engine.
Yeah, but
Maybe
he
that's the
said,
point he's taking.
well, maybe that's where he was going.
Yeah.
But your engine oil would get warm.
Yeah, and
by
there's
your
and there's
engine
no
running.
way your seat heater is going to get warm. Like as warm as if you're not sitting in it.
Yeah, I don't normally start my truck unless there's ice on it that I can't. Like I don't have an ice scraper in the truck. I just use like my debit
Credit
card and make a little window.
You're one of those guys.
He drives.
That is awful.
Yeah, normally I don't have heat until I get to about the golf course. Is where I'll.
And why do you do that?
I just don't want to go outside until I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Now, I started the truck for Jenna today. She had to take the truck, so I came out and started at 4.
What'd you take?
Her van is leaking oil rather quick, and it's never leaked oil before, but there's a pretty healthy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I didn't want her to take the van and get stranded. So
What do you think the issue is?
I don't know. I was going to look today, but it was really cold and windy, and I didn't want to lay down in the snow and
Just
mess
keep
with
adding,
it.
right? Just keep adding oil.
Well, so that's the thing.
For now.
I put oil in last
It'll be 50
or
in a
this
couple
morning.
days.
Yeah.
I put oil in this morning, and I got to work. Had to turn around and come back when school was canceled. But I've been watching, and that oil spot's not. So I don't know what's going on there.
So I
Weird.
eating it.
But why is it on the floor?
I don't know.
I don't know,
Anyway.
Dave. That's why.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The cold is tough. I feel real bad for my farming buddies. I know that. My one of my best buddies, OT Rav, he's been struggling this week. Been tough. He said, I'm damn near living out there with them cows. You know what I mean? They got to have water. You know what I mean? Breaking ice and swapping heaters out and feeding hay and
You mean like those that have livestock?
livestock.
Because I
farms,
happen to know some grain farmers that.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah,
They're not getting out to do much right now.
No, the livestock farmers is what I'm talking about. Yeah, them cows, they're cold too. So anyway,
Well, that's what I had.
that's a good one. I mean, I started up.
Now, how about this question, though? What about if you're going out to plow your driveway, you let your tractor warm up, don't you? Just drive right.
He doesn't preheat his smoker before he puts meat on. He doesn't turn his oven
I mean,
on.
I'll hop on it, and if it's I'll let it idle until it's done clanking. Like, I mean, it's a little clankier when it first starts.
Those guys that
most diesels are.
some of those guys that fire up equipment, they'll let it run for 10, 15, 20 minutes
You
before
have
it go.
to. Like we have that mini excavator we run at the city. It will not move until it reaches a certain temperature point, like
So
within the computer. Like it won't.
Do you start it up at the shop and then
Oh yeah.
while it's still on the trailer and then get to the job site?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Without a doubt. Yes, sir.
That's wild.
Yeah. It ran for 10 hours the other day because we just leave it running the whole time when we're go back for break or warm up or whatever like that. We just leave the machine running.
Yeah.
Because you have to.
That's funny.
They were saying that like shit's gelling up, which they usually, put enough additive in it.
I was going to say mine might be gelled up now because I haven't put new fuel in it since.
Yeah. I don't know if it would.
I bet mine won't.
Well, because a
start.
lot of places that do diesel, don't they?
You got to put additive in it. Like they call it winter mix. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. The gas stations will switch over to winter mix.
Yeah.
don't
Usually the deliveries. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything. The gas station.
Well, but the last time I got fuel, they wouldn't have switched to winter mix yet.
No.
Yeah.
You can put that yellow bottle shit called heat.
Yeah, we put it in the vehicles.
Yeah, heat. You can put that in there.
To keep your gas lines from freezing up.
Mm.
You remember when that used to be a thing where gas stations, they used to say that about Swifty's gas had nothing but water in it.
Yeah.
It'd freeze up. Hey, don't buy any of that Swifty's gas.
That
Got
shit's
water in it.
junk. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But
They used to talk about it all the time.
Anyway.
Hey, here we go. We
What
got
we got?
into it. 3 big things for the week of January 15th. First one here, Smoker. Will you be replaced? 40%. That's roughly the percentage of jobs around the world that are at risk of being affected by the rise of artificial intelligence. The chief of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, said Sunday. From Brado, you guys could never be replaced by computers. Thanks, Brado. But what about your regular jobs?
Yeah, absolutely.
yours?
Yeah.
I don't think
Everything I do is just, it's data analysis and looking for, it's,
Yeah, but there
110%.
has to be somebody that does the inputs, though.
yeah, but all that can be set up. Like, I mean, yeah, it's,
Mine couldn't be. No.
I don't think mine could either, to a certain extent. Like, that's why I'm surprised you would say yours could be. Because, like, mine is almost, could be the similar thing with yours, but there's a certain human element that has to be there to do the work. Because attorneys try to use AI to draft briefs and motions and stuff now, and guys are getting freaking disciplinary complaints against them because the AI just will make shit up. I mean, it would have to get a lot better to be able to do what it needs to do, but there's certain things that, AI couldn't be in the courtroom or the boardroom,
Deliberating things
Yeah.
and contractual conversations.
and the International Monetary Fund. That's just them highfalutin folk that don't know how the real world works, but they just get together at Davos or wherever that is. Isn't that going on right now?
I'm not sure what that is.
And we'll check in on it later. TV and streaming, the 75th Emmy Awards, hosted by Anthony Anderson, will air live on Fox this week. Originally scheduled for last September, the 2023 ceremony was pushed back by 4 months because of the Hollywood writers and actors strikes. HBO dominated the nominations when they were announced back in July, with Succession landing 27 nods, 24 for The Last of Us, and 23 for The White Lotus. Brado wants to know, has Smoke found a new TV series yet? You would think that Brado has access to our show
Inside
notes.
information. Or
Wow.
He does not, though, in case you're wondering. He does not. He's not part of the planning process for the show.
That's nuts, man.
But
as well.
isn't it wild that the actors and the writers go on strike at the same time? Like, who are they striking against?
The man. I don't know. Netflix, the streaming services. Or,
I mean,
don't
it
know.
has to be. But, I mean, do the directors have a guild? So why didn't the directors strike with the writers and the actors?
I don't
Because
know.
it's against the production companies, right? Like, who do they strike against? Or do they just flat out say, we're not going to work, Dave?
Maybe that's it.
Could be that one. I don't know. I feel like there's They're just all up in a tissy because they're not getting the
Tissy.
blood of children from Epstein Island anymore. Or whatever.
This incident should have never happened, and it cannot happen again. The Federal Aviation Administration, also known as the FAA, announcing Thursday that the agency is opening an investigation into Boeing's quality control after a door plug flew off a nearly new Boeing 737 MAX 9 aircraft last week. Brado points out that maybe Smoke's idea of a parachute wasn't such a bad idea.
I thought you were going to talk about the
one that caught fire today after takeoff
Oh, there's
in Florida.
There's one that caught fire today.
It wasn't a passenger plane. It was like a 747. It was like a cargo plane,
Yeah.
but it took off, and there's somebody got like a cell phone video of it, but it like caught fire shortly after takeoff, and they had to clear everything out for an emergency landing.
No, I was thinking about the. I seen a TikTok today about this news channel. There was an Asian flight that went down, and somebody corrupted the news report, and the pilots' names were released on this news, and it was totally wrong. It was like some Ting Wong, holy shit.
No, I think that's it.
Was it fake?
Yeah, 'cause that's,
You really think somebody's name something wrong?
No, but it was a pretty good, well put together TikTok. But they said that the damn FCC was like doing a report about him and all this shit because it was so bad. I'll have to find it later.
I
think I do remember hearing about
It looked pretty legit.
What does the FCC have to do with the
that. I think
airplane
he
going?
meant FAA.
No, the people that on the news.
Oh,
Yeah, the airplane had
Because
that.
of the
Yeah, it was a
news.
tragic airplane problem, but like the people that were reporting the news they were given false information, and the woman read from the teleprompter and said these incredibly racist names of these people.
I'm wrong, Burgundy.
Yeah, stay classy.
You know he'll read everything.
I love live
teleprompter.
TV.
No shit, man.
That's a
Anyway.
tough spot. But yeah, I did you hear what they were going to compensate those people? They're going to give them like $1,500 for their troubles. Like they almost flew out of a damn airplane because the freaking door comes off, and you're going to give them $1,500.
Yeah.
What
Well,
a
but
great
nothing
com-
actually happened. I mean, nobody got hurt. So,
Yeah, probably
I mean,
need some new britches.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
I'd take $1,500.
If we don't take a break, I'm going to need some new bridges.
There we go. Here we are.
Today's Pause for the Cause is brought to you by the original OG sponsor of the Wondering Dutchmen podcast, Maxey Barbershop. Listen, your lack of haircut these last 6 weeks is pretty noticeable. It's pretty bad when Gam Gam made you put on the hat for family pictures this past Christmas. Do yourself a favor and head over and see Jay. He'll get you trimmed up, whether it be a sweet-looking fade or just a little off the sides. He'll give you a haircut that even Gram Gam will be proud of. Go see Jay over on 13th Street in Huntingburg today.
Hey! And we're back.
Oh.
Back and better than ever. Oh, boy. Hey, we got to fight till the very end.
Cooling off in here.
Before we get into that, we got to get into hour two.
There we
And
go.
We got to get into our hour two sponsor, Smoke Daddy.
Yeah.
Let's hear from him.
Hour 2 is brought to you by Catering by Meyer. Okay. Deep breath. You survived. You got through the holidays, and you took our advice, and you called Catering by Meyer. Now you turn the calendar to 2024 and realize, oh no, I've got a graduation party, or a wedding, or a birthday party, family reunion, wedding anniversary, class reunion, and many more to begin planning. Do yourself a favor. Make one call and one call only. Make it to Catering by Meyer. They will handle your menu and all the food. You still need to call and book everything else with other folks. I mean, come on. Catering by Meyer is busy enough. They can't handle all the planning. Give them a call today. Tell them the Dutchman sent you.
All right. Big thank you, Catering by Meyer. We appreciate them being on board.
Long haulers.
Long haulers. You know, we've all heard of long COVID. We've got a long haul hour 2 sponsor.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't want to be compared to long haul COVID,
No.
but,
Yeah.
you know, probably should have maybe chose words.
Well, you know,
A little
proof's
bit
in the
better
pudding
there.
with them fellas. They,
Yeah, it all works out.
you do. What flavor?
Banana.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
But do you like the back to a couple weeks ago when we had the conversation about moon pies? Are you a banana moon pie guy?
Never had one. Just standard moon pies.
Standard. Gets me. It gets me. I sure thought the yellow ones came first, but they didn't.
Hey, I'm proud of you, Big Mace.
Why?
Well, I mean, you put the old Googler machine
Well,
down.
it's about dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's out of necessity. Other than
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? Same result.
Yeah.
It's all fine.
Yeah.
your liquid death's empty. You need one before we go on?
No, I'm good.
Hey, pull up the show notes so I can read my topic verbatim.
Oh, do you want me to read it for you?
No. I want to read it myself. Okay. So this came up at work the other day, and I'm not going to fire any shots. I'm not gonna elude towards anything or
Dave, this is where he describes the person.
give anything
To a T.
give anything away.
Where you damn near know what
God
he likes to
bless
have for lunch.
America. This is a tough topic. I think, personally, this is what I think. Put your phone down and listen to what I'm saying.
I'm reading it. I wanted to read it too.
I think that being able to admit that you are factually wrong is a good quality to have. As a person. Huh?
Anteater.
And is a good quality to have as an adult. Not to be confused with your opinion, but just factually wrong, and to be able to admit that is something that I think is a good quality. And
To
that
other
could,
adults?
huh?
To who?
To other adults.
Okay.
And this could be used. I mean, this could be. So I get accused of being wrong a lot
By
people that I work with.
oh, okay.
Because
Is that why you got the Google box?
yeah, 100%. Because at the mine, so at the mine, it was they say that the coal mine is the biggest pool of useless knowledge that there ever will be. Right?
You heard of the United States government?
Yes. Shots fired. But like it just like factually, you know what I mean? Like if somebody was talking about
Trivia.
some, trivia, stuff like that, oh yeah, that's, blah, 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 blah. But being wrong about something it's okay to be wrong. I'm wrong all the time and I admit it. And I think it's a good quality to have. Like, so there was just a little bit of a, not necessarily a spat, but little argument here in the break about
Oh, yeah,
certain things.
I wouldn't say it was an argument. It was a discussion.
I feel
I was definitely wrong.
David, you were?
yeah, I told him he was wrong.
On the $600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
But that's okay. I understand where he was at, though.
Right. But I'm like, say, Justine gets me all the time on shit, and it just pisses me off because I know she's right, but I don't want her to be right, but she is. You know what I mean? But me being able to say, I'm sorry, you're right, like that happens all the time. But it usually doesn't happen on the other side of the coin. My wife doesn't listen, so we're fine. But like,
We've heard that before, Dave.
yeah, but like if you know what I mean? Like if you get her on something, or if I get whoever on something, and they're like, well, blah, 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 you know what I mean? Without saying, I was wrong. And it's like, why is it so hard for you to admit that you're wrong? You know what I mean? Like that's, I don't know. It something came up the other day, and like me and a couple other guys were like, what the hell? Like why couldn't he just admit that he was wrong? You know what I mean? And it's like, that's how he is, he's just a hard-headed guy and all this shit. And I'm like, yeah, he is. He's hard-headed. And I want to
punch him right in the face. You know what I mean? Sometimes, but I'm not going to. You know what I mean? But
Because that would be wrong.
yeah, it would be wrong.
And you'd probably lose your job.
Yeah, for sure. Well, no, it's just this wasn't at work.
Oh, okay.
No, this wasn't at work.
Oh,
Because workplace violence is not okay.
No. But I guess that's where I was at with it. It's like, you know, and it's not. I want to reiterate, factually wrong, right? Like factually wrong, not morally wrong, or not opinionatedly wrong, or whatever.
Well, you
may
couldn't
say.
be wrong in your opinion because that's what an opinion is.
Exactly. So like me thinking one thing and you telling me that I'm wrong for thinking that way.
oh yeah. There's no such thing.
Yeah, get effed. You know, that's the way I think, and I feel that I stand behind my.
That's why in America we can't have conversations about difficult issues
Yeah,
because one side over the other always thinks automatically you're wrong, right? I mean, any of the subjects we avoid,
yeah.
basically, if you don't believe in what that other person's supporting,
Then you're wrong.
Then they're like, well, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what I believe in.
No.
Well, you're wrong anyways.
Right.
Well, I don't tell you you're wrong for believing in what you believe
Right.
in. Well, you just did. Well, no, you're telling me I'm wrong, so why can't I tell you that you're wrong? Well, because that's not very nice.
How many times have you heard a song on the radio and you're like, oh, damn, that's a good one. This is by so-and-so. And you're like, no, it's not. It's not by so-and-so. It's by da-da-da. Bullshit. They sang this, you know, this album or whatever. And I'm like, no, you're wrong. Google it up or Shazam it or whatever. And
Is that still a thing?
yeah,
Shazam's
I
the big
Shazam
thing.
all the time. And like you show them and they're like, well, they probably just redid it or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, motherfucker, you're wrong. Just admit the fact that you're wrong. You know what I mean? And it's like some people they just can't do it. And I can, you know what I mean? I could be better at it sometimes. That's why I want to preface this by saying I could be better at it, you know, but I was thinking about this the other day and I wanted to see what you guys think. Do you guys have anybody that you deal with or somebody that you know or anybody like that really struggles with it? Like without, you know,
Oh,
not-
I'd say everybody knows at least 12 people like that.
12 people like that. Yeah.
I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the severity of which they're wrong about their facts.
You think?
I think that has to deal with some of it.
Or the consistency of how they're wrong.
How often do you find yourself in this situation, though, where somebody's factually incorrect?
A lot.
See, that's wild to me because I can't think of very many conversations I have on a day-to-day basis where
Because you don't work with a bunch of blue-collar dipshits, you know what I mean, that are full of confidence that they are right, but they're not right, you know?
I mean,
And I think that's got a lot to say with. I'm sure with you, right, Dave? I mean, you got a bunch of brains that you're dealing with in there. I can only imagine.
engineers have to notoriously be the worst at that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
You know, as far as not admitting that they're wrong, I don't know. Maybe I'm just lucky. Well, I'm not like an engineer by trade.
no,
Like most of the folks I work with, like if somebody's coming to you with data, there's been typically a fair amount of homework done
yes,
before said data was presented.
or reviewed or
Yeah.
released.
And if new information comes out that makes that data irrelevant, then it's normally like, oh, well,
Yeah, but I think
the math checks out.
I'll be damned.
well, but I think to Big Mace's point is more of you're standing around the coffee pot and there's a guy that walks in and says, "Yeah, that old Patrick Mahomes, he's a shitty quarterback." Well, no, he's not. Oh yeah, look at his numbers; they're terrible. Yeah, because it could be an opinion too, though. I guess.
No, that's not it. This is a total, like, I think the song on the radio thing,
It really bothers you.
that's a big one. And then like,
I guess I just don't hang around with anybody
Yeah, I don't-
that really strikes a chord with.
I don't talk to anybody about sports or anything.
Yeah.
So that's out.
If you let's just put yourself. Okay, so go inside. Go inside your house. Go inside your house right now.
Yeah.
And you know where this thing goes. Like this is where this lives, right? And you put this thing. You use this thing, and then you go put this back in its home. This is where it lives. And then someone else in your household asks you, "Hey, where is this thing?" And you say, "Well, it's in its home. It's there. That's where it is." Well, why is it there? That's not where it goes. And you're, well, what do you mean? Yes, it is. Like it's clearly labeled that that's where that lives. And instead of them saying, oh yeah, that's right. Then they go into like this whole, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where it lives. I just wanted to know where it's at. You know what I mean? And
They
I'm like,
deflect that they were wrong.
yes. I don't know. That's it. Yes, they deflect that they were wrong.
They
Instead
can't-
of admitting it, they just deflect that they were wrong.
So one of the words, I don't know if it's a TikTok trend yet or not, but somebody was talking about their word for 2024 was, I forget what it was, but it was something dumb. Put it on a poster, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But mine's always been accountability. Like I'm a firm believer in accountability.
Mhm.
Like it is a pillar of my core beliefs that accountability is a lot of things. And I guess in my situation and in my life, I pick and choose a lot of battles based on what I like believe in or what I know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that I would care to put too much energy into an argument about where something goes. Because to me, it's not a hill to die on.
Well, no, that's not necessarily the hill to die on. It's just that the general principle of
is
the
you let
thing.
it bother you more than you should.
Yeah, I think I let it bother me because I guess what I think is right and wrong.
That you always have to be right.
Not necessarily.
I mean, we can break this down like relationship, counseling. We'll put you on the couch, put your feet up, put your head up, and we can psychoanalyze.
Sounds
this.
pretty good right now.
Yeah,
Especially if that couch is like right here now.
Yeah.
That baby's
it's
it's going now.
but I think it depends on how you are as a person. Like I'm just reading tea leaves, but Dave, I don't think you would care too much about it. You just walk away. Like I'm not going to get bent out of shape that much unless it's something you truly care about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think emotional involvement at that point in time plays a pretty critical role in what's the word I'm looking for? The rationality of the situation, I guess.
Well, let's just go back to that whole putting something where it needs to go thing then. If you had to use this every single day and you knew that, and this is a community thing that
And then it wasn't there when you needed it.
yes, and you had to go there and 8 times out of 10, the son of a bitch was not in the right spot. And then whenever the 2 other people that are responsible for using this both look at you and say, it doesn't matter that it's not back there.
I would hide it from those 2 people. And
That's
say
what
it
I'm.
must be
Yeah,
lost.
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean. But that's where I'm getting at. Like, just own up to it and say, yeah,
but then that goes back to the accountability thing, and it's not as much of what your topic is, but about dealing in situations of people that are lazy that won't do what they need to do.
well, that could be definitely.
Because that's where your frustration and aggravation comes from your example.
Yeah.
You're going to get a set of keys that are supposed to be there
Mm-hmm.
for a piece of equipment, and they're never there because those guys just don't give to. We'll leave it in the cup holder, or we'll leave it here, or we
Yeah.
leave it in our pocket.
Yeah.
So it's an aggravation thing of it, and
when you confront that guy about it, like,
they
hey,
have a
did you?
laissez-faire attitude about it,
Yeah.
and they don't care.
Exactly.
Well-
and I think that's what pisses me off the most.
Yeah, because they don't care.
Yeah.
So I guess the thing about it is
And is it that they don't care about you? Like, I don't give a what you think. Like, what's it matter? Go find them. Get over it.
well,
But why should I have to do that whenever I'm being instructed to do something or to do or why when I know for a fact that song on the radio is by this guy.
But see, now you're mixing two different issues.
Right. I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to make the point of if you know for a fact wholeheartedly that you are right, and this person thinks that they wholeheartedly know that they're right, but they're wrong. And when you tell them that they're wrong and you factually prove them wrong, I'll be damned. Well, you know what I mean? Like,
and it's not worth the energy for me to ever deal with them again.
That's fine.
I'm pretty easy just writing people off in my life.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I don't know. It was just something that I had a situation.
No, I'm not trying to downgrade what you're saying. I'm just saying.
No, I
just
that.
get done dealing with them.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you have to work with them, but like I'm very fortunate.
Honestly, none of this has got to do with anything at work.
Oh, it's all at home.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's not at home either.
Oh,
this
okay.
is just in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
We're not going to describe the situation, Dave.
Yeah.
We're just going to.
In general.
Yeah.
In general.
Well, there it is. Okie dokie. What you got?
Do you feel better?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good. Good. I'm good. I'm glad. I'm glad that you feel better. Napping, Dave.
Oh, boy.
So
I like a nap.
I'm going to preface how this topic came up. I told Janelle that I would be home to get the kids early because they hadn't been getting to bed real soon. And I was going to get them early, and she had a little bit of a girls' night planned tonight. She was not a girls' night, but she was going to have dinner with a friend.
Sure.
Actually, family of wanderers.
Nice.
Phil was at the Dutchman takeover there at
Yeah.
the Gaslight.
Mm-hmm.
His lovely bride, Corey, and Janelle are friends, which is wild because little did I know when I started dating Janelle that they knew each other, but I knew Corey from UE. We went to UE together.
Mm-hmm.
So they had dinner together, and they left, and Rhett Man was catching a little bit of a late afternoon nap. I had set the kids up to watch a little Paw Patrol, and I was like, I'm just going to lay down here in bed for a little bit. Just gonna mellow out. Just gonna, if I fall asleep, I fall asleep. It is what it is. But I happened to fall into a nice little nap. And that got me thinking about napping. And for as much as what we've talked about in this show, the fact that I don't believe we've ever gone in depth on napping surprised me. But napping, do we have a strategy? Do we have a napping location that we like? What is our surrounding climate when we nap? What is the best nap situation? Do we have a favorite sleeping position when we nap? I just kind of wanted to know, like, what was your ideal nap situation? What's your ideal nap? How long does it last? What are you looking for when you go to lay down on a nap? Do you intentionally try to take a nap? Or does it just happen? You let it happen naturally. How often do you get a nap? Had all these nap questions, and I just figured I'd ask them.
How many times are you going to say nap in like a minute's time?
Nap.
That was a lot of naps.
46 naps in this napped up rhyme.
Just trying to get the point across.
I
We're gonna talk about naps.
am a huge proponent of a nice Saturday or Sunday afternoon nap. I love it, every minute of it. I usually find myself in the living room, in the recliner. Here we go. I was thinking about it with my grandma. My late grandmother Mary was a avid quilter.
Ooh.
She was, we're dealing with some, high quality shit here. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Handmade high quality shit.
Well, now your back's going to hurt.
Yeah, because you just pulled landscaping duty.
What a classic movie.
But so I usually cover up in one of those big hand.
I love a handmade quilt.
I know, dude. There.
You talk about a lost art.
I know.
There's some that do, though.
Yeah, there's some.
surprisingly.
Yeah. But I usually do that. I'll try to find some of the most boring television I can find. Like, I don't even know, like, and not that it's very, 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 very informational, but like the World War II in color. I think we were talking about that. Like, I'll put that on, or Planet Earth. You know what I mean? With what's the dude's name?
David Attenborough.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
I thought it was the bald guy that played in X-Men.
Well, he does, sir.
Oh, Jean-Luc Picard. No, that was his name in Star Trek.
Yeah,
It's the British guy that does the commentating for the Planet Earth series. Yeah. Whoa! Here we are stumbling upon
That's David Attenborough.
a flamboyance of pink flamingos down in the bayou. You know, that kind of stuff. You know, and I'll just game over. You know what I mean? But also, if it's a good everybody nap time, or like the warden's taking a nap, the kids are all in their room, like watching a video or watching a movie on the computer or laptops and stuff, I'll just full blown go in bed and like put the CPAP on and take a nap.
Oh,
You know, like a real one.
that baby's heavy.
Yeah, like a real heavy nap. Now
I
they
don't-
told me that I'm not even supposed to take a nap without my CPAP.
Now, they told me that too, but I don't nap with the pap.
Yeah. I'm not down. I don't nap with the pap.
Just because then it's not a nap, it's a sleep.
Hey, we're gonna have to go ahead and mark that for TikTok because that
Now
baby
you nap. What else?
don't nap with the pat.
I like a daily nap. I don't always get a daily nap, but I'm a pretty early riser. Like this
Not
year,
pretty
I get up
early. You're a stupid early riser.
Yeah, I don't know. Like normally about 3:30, something will wake me up, and I'll be like, "Oh, I better go check that out and get a drink of water." And that's when the CPAP comes off, and then I just kind of lay around in bed till about 4:30.
Jesus,
But
that's awful.
You know,
I like-
the last time I saw 3 a.m. was probably to pee.
No way.
And that was it.
last Friday I didn't go in till 3:15 a.m.
Never wouldn't have thought.
But yeah, it was a good one.
Banger.
But anyway, I like to nap every day. I like to try to get a little cat nap. If it's a day where I can beat the kids off the bus, I'll go crawl into bed. No pap.
Papless.
Yeah. Just hop in there and take a little snooze-a-doo.
You set an alarm?
Not if Jenna's home,
I will.
but it's 'cause
Just
I won't get too far into a nap if she won't let me go too far.
So Justine told me the other day, like, hey, this whole afternoon after work nap stuff, it's got to quit.
What?
Yeah, she told me that. Like, she's like, hey, this whole coming home after work, sitting down in the chair shit, waking up at like 6 o'clock, you're done. Because you're not getting shit done around here.
My naps are
What
normally
is there
about
to do right
35
now?
or 40
Huh?
minutes.
What is there to do right now? I
Oh,
want you to be out. tending the yard.
no. In the house, bud. Dishes, laundry, sweep the floor, shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been catching a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Must be in the water.
But
yeah, I
no, my naps are normally about 45 minutes or so.
So, what do you consider a cat nap then?
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like now. If I get much longer than 45 minutes, I'm pretty upset with myself.
See, with Justine's same way. Like, if the warden takes a nap, she usually wakes up meaner than hell. So she seems to just like not nap.
Like and it's not that I'm like especially weekend. I try not to nap on weekends because then I feel bad. Like, oh man, I could have spent that because those tend to be more than 45 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's a.
I mean, I will sit
hour
there.
or two.
We'll sit there all day. Sometimes if it's shitty outside and the house is somewhat cleaned up and we ain't got nothing going on, I mean, we'll slug out all day. Like we'll just, make breakfast, nap till lunch, eat lunch, nap till supper. You know what I mean? We've done that before, just like the movie days, like the rainy, old, cold, sluggy days,
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
We're fortunate because this is where kids being younger pays off pretty good.
Oh, yeah. You're in prime napping time.
Oh, yeah. When we get a Saturday afternoon from about 2 to 5, and you take a glorious 2.5, damn near 3-hour nap.
Oh, my.
But on the flip side, I run at such a sleep deprivation during the week.
Mm-hmm.
12:30, 1 o'clock, get to bed up by 6:30. Some would say maybe 5 hours isn't, but I've done it before where I've gotten to bed early. I think that was this week.
You texted, said you fell asleep at 8:45.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And Janelle was
And
like,
Dave goes, God damn, I go to bed that time every day.
yeah, and that's wild for me because I usually I'll be posting stuff or doing stuff online.
If I don't, there's sometimes I don't eat. Sometimes I don't get sat down to eat supper or anything till 9:30. Just running kids and
Man, yeah, that's the worst part about sport.
it's terrible for you too.
Oh, eating late.
Eating late, yeah.
Yeah, so we get into those heavy naps, but I've found that if I lay on top of the covers, fully dressed, and Monty lays to my left, that is the most comfortable napping position I can get into. I'll even put my hands in my little pockets a little bit, and I just kind of
Sometimes
Monty and I burrow up together.
Sometimes I find now this is weird. Where do you put your hands when you nap?
Anytime I sleep, I got one up under my head,
Yep.
and the other one is normally kind of crossed.
So you're a side
Side sleeper, yeah.
side sleeper.
I'm 100% a side sleeper. Yeah.
I'm on my back all the time. I sleep on my back probably 95% of the time.
I can't do it.
No.
Why? What is it?
No, I don't know.
I used to be a stomach sleeper, and then I got fat.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then I got a CPAP. I used to be a big stomach sleeper, and then
And I always slept on my floor.
CPAP.
I never slept in my bed until when I got to college
Wait,
and had a roommate.
What?
Can we back that up? You're talking about like when you were young, Dave.
Yeah, all the way up till college, I would sleep on my floor.
In high school and shit?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh. I just always slept on the floor.
You're.
I mean, like I had a bed in there. I
You're a
just
weird son of a
get out of
bitch.
bed and lay on the floor. But I like a real firm mattress still. Like I like a.
Why, no shit. You freaking slept on the floor.
I'll be damn.
Yeah, would never guessed.
But I can't lay on the floor.
I sleep on the side, but then like I usually put the other hand like on my junk.
Oh no, both my hands are hot.
Yeah, like I don't know why. I don't know.
I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep with my.
My
That's it.
shoulders hurt a lot.
Yeah, my right shoulder.
I was going to
is
say
shot.
that would be terrible.
My right shoulder is shot because of that. Like I feel that has a lot to do.
But I don't like my head being like
Cricked.
but I can't ever stack the pillows upright.
So it'll be cricked the other way.
Yeah. So, but like an arm and a shitty pillow
Mm-hmm.
is like the right height for a straight neck.
Same with me.
I think I'll sleep. I'm a big hugger of things when I sleep.
I've got a body pillow.
Is that right? Is it shaped like a llama?
No, but like I got to have something between my legs. Like, I don't know, like
Mm.
It's because of bitch shins.
Mm.
could be.
That's what it is.
I
No, 'cause
don't
it'll-
like my fat, or your thighs sticking together. I usually put like the blanket in between there, and then
Because Janelle gets pissed. She'll be like, "You'll hug this pillow, but you won't cuddle with me." And I'm like, "I can't cuddle. I'm not like it drives her nuts." I don't know how your wives feel about it, but I've never been a cuddler. I don't want anything to touch me when I sleep. I don't want you near me when I sleep. Like when we had our queen size bed.
really,
Yes, I don't like.
he'll have his own bedroom before he knows it.
No, Janelle wouldn't let me.
I've asked Jenna about twin beds instead of the king.
Like 1950s style.
We use our own blankets anyway. I like a firm mattress. I'd like to get one of those little like under the bed air conditioners. You know what I'm talking about? That blows the cold air into the
We've
blankets.
already talked about it. Yes.
But
So you find that weird that I don't want anything to touch me or be because I sleep hot.
yeah.
You run hot.
Oh, I run super hot. Janelle, because that's where Janelle will cuddle up onto my back, and she's like, "It'll warm me instantly," and I'm like, "I don't like you being back there because I don't,
So she's trying to play big spoon, and you're shooing her off.
I can't handle it."
That's wild.
When we had that queen size bed after Zoe was born, like while she was pregnant with Zoe, and she got to the size that she got to, and she had that. That sounds bad. 'cause I don't feel that.
Jeez.
Love you, honey. She doesn't listen to the show anyways, but she had one of those pregnancy pillows,
So did Justine.
and there wasn't an ounce of room. And I
No.
said, as soon as you have that baby, we are buying a new mattress, and that's what we did. We've been in a king ever since,
Yeah.
and I love it because so sometimes, like my pillow, I don't have a body pillow, but I just have a regular pillow that I kind of tuck under, or I don't know, just it's there, and I'll like sometimes it'll get between us, and she absolutely hates it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just can't. I don't. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like being. I don't like. I don't like being touched.
I've been
in my
damned.
sleep. Especially if somebody's coming through that imaginary door.
It's wild.
Sorry about that,
Yeah.
guys.
I like a nap. Big fan of nap.
Big fan.
Yeah.
What
Dave?
do you got, Smoke Dragon?
I don't remember exactly the verbiage, and it's fine because I can get there from here. But do you think it's more common or less common for a person to be able to sit and their feet touch the floor?
Do you want me to read it for you? Because you're pretty close.
Yeah.
What is more common, feet being able to touch the floor while seated or not being able to touch? Couch, recliner, toilet, etc.
And the reason I brought this up is I got to laughing at work the other day in the restroom, which is not like just weirds me out in general. But I went in to take a leak and I seen these feet just a swinging. And I don't know why I got the biggest chuckle out of that, thinking, oh, that poor bastard has to hop down off of there. I don't know, like I didn't stick around to see who it was. But now I've been paying attention. I've noticed a couple other times where somebody's like tippy-toeing to try to make contact.
On the shitter?
Yeah. And I just can't imagine.
Are these like over the average tall height shitters?
No. Maybe we got under
You
the
just-
average height
I was
people.
going to say,
Or maybe they're
you,
sitting way back. I don't know what's going on. But then
you're working with a bunch of Oompa Loompas.
but then, at Christmas time, we had a bunch of people over here, Jenna's family. And our new couches are kind of,
You got
I guess-
couches?
like deep in the seat, maybe you'd say. And some of the folks I could tell, like, oh God, that must be awful because the nook of their knee or whatever
Yeah.
was not beyond the cushion, so they couldn't touch the floor. So I'm just, I guess I never noticed for some reason. I just assumed most people could sit and touch the floor.
Well, my feet, I've never found a toilet that my feet don't touch the ground in when I'm sitting on.
I can't imagine how you would maneuver that.
Was it like bring your kid to work?
No, we don't
Okay.
do that.
No, we don't do that.
Ever since the incident. I'm kidding. I made that part up. But no,
I couldn't imagine how that would be terrible. I believe because I feel like on a shitter,
there'd be some scooting.
yeah, and then there would be no leverage. Like you if you really had to bear down
Bear
on,
down
if
and
you
hunker
if
into
you
it.
had one of them crowbar turds, you really had to get after.
Well, because what's the highest highest by I was gonna say by code, but they probably don't have them code. What 18 inches?
yeah.
From the height, seat height.
Not touching.
Front, yeah.
What's a tall seat height measure? I mean, is it 18 or 20 or what is it?
Oh, I'd say a tall one's 20 or 22.
Or more?
Yeah, I mean, what's the hell's the back of it? Gosh, I don't know. I got every bit of 23 inches back of the knee to the flat of my foot, I would think here.
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you actually measured that.
No, I was just making an estimation.
I don't think I could ever remember sitting on a shitter and not touching the floor when I was of an adult age. I know I was a child. I mean, yeah, and you get the
Man, I feel like there'd be opportunities for some severe guillotining happening. Sliding, if you had to slide off the front of the seat there.
catch your bag or something.
Yeah.
there? Yeah,
Good grief.
yeah.
But if you're a wee little lad, it's not like it's
No,
hanging too far there.
Well, I'm pretty sure the person whose feet was a swinging at work was not a wee. I mean, might have been a wee little fella, but I'm pretty sure. It was
you think if you couldn't touch the floor sitting traditionally, you'd have to like turn around and face the bowl if you were going that way, so you had something to hang on
side
to.
saddle?
Not side saddle, where you're
Reverse.
yeah, reverse cowgirl there on the old shitter. You gotta just kind of bear hug the tank so you don't fall off. You know what
Well,
I
I
mean?
guess that wouldn't be reverse cowgirl because reverse is facing away.
Yeah.
There's cowgirl.
Yeah, it
and
would
there's
be
reverse
normal. Cowgirl.
So this, what's the chance this person's feet, the person whose these feet belong to,
Listening?
listen to the show?
It just kind of hit me. I don't know. I don't know.
Next time you walk in there, it was me.
If you're in
David.
if you're in David's social circle and your feet doesn't touch the shitter when you're going to the bathroom,
He's judging the shit out of you.
Well, how do you know? So, like this big squatty potty thing, that's a huge craze. Like there was people talking.
You ever
about
tried that?
I can't.
I
I'm
can't-
too fat.
Yeah, I can't get my knees up that high. I feel like I'm falling off the John.
I'm too fat. But the warden and the kids, they all do. They all use it.
I mean, do they think it makes a difference?
Yeah, it's a more conducive position for shitting.
Now, I found when I was out in Colorado and I'd squat up against a tree that I felt like it was a pretty
Yeah.
fluid.
Well, it's the high altitude, Dave.
Could have been.
Releases the cheeks. And
No way, man. Like I think it goes back to like the Asian countries where they don't
they squat over a hole. In the ground.
they shit on the ground like that. That squatting position, I think that's got a lot
That's
to do
a
with
tough
it. It's
spot.
wild, dude. Yeah, I couldn't do it without like a handlebar or
You'd have to, I guess, just
backboard or
take your
something.
britches off. I feel like it'd be too easy to accidentally shit in your shorts. You know what I mean?
well, I
You shit in your shorts?
I did not shit in the shorts, but I did. I've got a bib strap. Rake a bib strap through there. That's absolutely terrible.
Now,
Yeah.
that is the biggest downfall to bib.
Yeah,
Is when you got to
You
drop
gotta
trowel.
You got to take care of your straps. That's for sure.
Had one
so-
fall in the toilet water once.
Yikes.
Oh, that's a tough spot.
Yeah.
That is a tough spot.
Now, furniture, on the other hand, like I feel like my furniture is, your traditional lazy boy sofas, and but I'm long-legged bastard. You know what I mean? I'm a long-legged sucker. But like Eleanor's, I mean, she's, kids, their feet don't touch the ground all the time. But like an adult, you know what I mean? I don't think.
Like, I can't imagine now thinking that there's folks out there short enough that can't touch the ground on the furniture. Once you get up in age, I've been thinking a lot about when you get old and how to manage stuff. Like, I don't know how you get in and out of a couch if you ain't spry enough to climb.
Well, now Justine's grandma, another big fan of the show, Granny Dina.
Shout out Granny Dina.
She when she come home, she had a little issue with that, so we just stacked her up a bunch of pillows, like on the front, to where she just had to kind of scoot her ass out towards the edge of the chair, and then her feet would touch the ground.
Well,
and
and that's why Dave, when time comes when you turn 40,
you get those lift chairs.
Big Mason, I always buy you one of them lift chairs
That'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
that you can automatically kind of set at that, not a 45. So if we're 90 here, kind of up a little bit. What is that? Probably 35 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe higher than that. 45. Maybe at a 45.
They make one for a big fella.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those mobility chairs like that.
My great grandma had one.
That's some
There's
bitch to
a-
have like a Kawasaki. 40.
Yeah, it's like an ejectomatic where
Yeah.
it's so much damn near stand you up.
Yeah.
Really?
That's
Oh,
what we'll
yeah,
get
it'd
you.
come
for your
all the
40th.
way out. Yeah.
We'll get that for your 40th.
All right, that's coming up.
Well, but I think, have you ever saw, I mean, this is sports related, but like the NBA guys sitting on the bench.
With
Those-
their knees by their ears?
Well, but
Yes.
they do. But some of those guys, they'll sit on a stack of foam about like that to keep them from having that situation. And it's wild to me to see that.
Yeah.
But I
And
guess
7-footers sitting in a traditional.
it'd be a tough spot.
Oh man!
I
Imagine
knew,
driving a car.
I knew a guy that was 7 foot.
Yeah.
And our relationship started because I asked a dumb question and he was like, well, I'm tall. I'm not, it was just one of those things like, oh, hey, asshole, you're not the first one to ask me that.
Yeah.
And I probably thought it was some great wisecrack. Super nice dude.
Yeah.
And I think I asked him, what's it like to get stared at all the time? He goes, well, you're ugly. I should know. And I was like, oh, we're going to be friends. So, but he talked about that and
Them guys have to have monster units too.
I met a guy.
You know what I mean? They just no other way around it.
Yeah.
So when I was at the Kid Rock concert, there was this dude next to me,
Yeah.
and he dwarfed me.
Yeah.
Like he was way up there.
Oh yeah.
And he was there with his wife or whatever, and she looked like Pocahontas, this smoking hot lady. And so he's sitting there in a chair, and because we were under the pavilion at the
Yeah.
thing, and his knees are up by his ears. And Jen's like, oh my God, do you play sports? He's like, I don't know. It's like, big fella, huh? It's like, yeah. It's like, bet you got a small dick, don't you? And I'll be goddamn if his wife didn't go, no.
Yeah.
let me have it.
That's what I said. Yeah, man. I gotta have it.
But he always bitched about his biggest thing was walking through doorways.
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine having to? And I couldn't imagine
Caleb, my buddy Caleb, Lunchbox.
Yeah,
He's got a duck sometimes.
yeah, but he's 6'10".
6'8", 6'7", 6'10".
I'd say, yeah, at least 6'7", right? Because that's how tall my stepdad is. He's about his height.
Mm-hmm. He's way taller than me.
He's a good sized boy.
Mm-hmm. He's not as thick as me. He's not in the four. He don't weigh 4 bills. No, he's probably 340, 330, 350.
Oh, by the way, speaking of that, I did give a props to one of our detractors on the shorts and on YouTube because he said the Diabetes Coalition. And I'm like, I got to give you credit. That's pretty good. The Diabetes Coalition. Yeah, I don't know. Furniture. I usually avoid furniture where you have that problem where it kind of dwarfs you.
Mm-hmm.
But I could say the opposite problem. Like you sit on a couch that is just uncomfortable as all get out.
Or you can't get up.
It's a tough spot.
I can't.
Yeah.
I
That's
struggle.
why we got new couches, because ours were short to begin with, and then they were 10 years old or 8 years old, and they were just all wore out. So you sit down in there, and then your knees is above your waist.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a bad thing?
It is if you're trying to get up.
Yeah.
Oh, on that part. Okay. I got
Knocking on 40.
That recliner I got it's a Lazy Boy Big Man, and it's that tan leather one in the living room, and I struggle to get out of that bastard sometimes.
This green chair right behind you.
Oh no, that's
That's a tough spot.
that is the king of the lowriders right there.
Comfortable to sit in, though.
Yeah.
I had, we bought new furniture during COVID. Sight unseen, Lazy Boy had a big sale going on. And my wife, what we have in there now, that's what she bought. And it was all right. The recliner, though, is not very comfortable for my liking, and it's a little bit difficult to get out of because it's not very comfortable. Now, the one in the kids' room, that was a Lazy Boy that that was my one and only piece of furniture in my first apartment there in law school. That's all I had was that recliner. And that was, but that's comfortable to sit in. When we rocked the kids in them and all that stuff. But yeah, I think you have to be present to try out furniture.
Oh God.
Buying
yes.
sight unseen was a wild move by my lovely bride.
Yeah.
So
Good one.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
I like it. Okay, here we go. Today's Dear Dutchman comes from a fan of the program. We've actually had his bride on for
Is this a Dear Dutchman, or
It
is this
is.
a Dutchman Wonder?
It's a People's Wonder.
Okay.
What did I say?
Dear Dutchman. I was like, we're getting awful
I
specific
get it.
here.
Yeah. It starts out, Dear Dutchman. Have you ever wondered if drinks really taste different from a can or a bottle, or is it all in our mind? Which do you prefer? This can be soft drinks or alcohol. For example, I prefer Mountain Dew from a can over a bottle. That's from Mr. Logan Salmon, early OG fan of the program. And Chad Wortman added in there, also throw in fountain/draft drinks. So I guess the people's wonder there, can you really taste the difference, or is it all in our minds?
If you take a bottle of Diet Pepsi.
Now, when you say bottle, plastic.
Yeah. If you take a plastic bottle of Diet Pepsi and you pour it into a cup of ice, it tastes 9,000 times different than what you would taste if you got a cup of fountain Diet Pepsi. Without a doubt. I feel that.
I believe fountain drinks.
Yeah. Fountain drinks and stuff that you get out of the can or bottle, totally different. 100% different. I also think that, so I know people that 100% will not drink beer out of a can. They only will drink it out of a bottle.
I prefer beer out of a bottle. It's just more of a pain in the ass.
I prefer beer out of a can.
Really?
Yes. Because you can get, now this is my opinion, of course, because I don't know the facts, but I feel that you can get beer way colder in a can than you can in a bottle.
A bottle would have some insulating properties, correct, Dave?
More insulating properties in the can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised by that. Well, that's like the liquid death. How they
Yeah.
can tell you that.
Yeah. But that's my stance on it.
So let's differentiate. So you prefer your beer out of a can, but what about your soft drinks?
I think I would almost rather have it out of a bottle. No, I would want a fountain drink. I would take a fountain drink 10 times over a bottle or a can drink because of the taste. And I think the taste is better. A fountain drink.
You think a fountain drink tastes better?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. A fountain Coke or a fountain Diet Coke is a hell of a lot better than something that you would pour out of a can or a 2
As
liter.
long as it's been tended to.
Yes,
That's
for sure.
Because I'm bottled beer over canned beer if there's no just my enjoyment of drinking it. Bottled beer over canned beer. Fountain soda, I think, tastes better than prepackaged soda. But it's kind of like McDonald's when you don't know what to eat. You always know what you're going to get out of the can or the bottle, but
Yes.
you don't always know what you're going to get out of the fountain soda.
Right.
I think there's a higher risk. Dave and I agree with your point. I think there's a higher risk of inconsistencies in the fountain drink that sometimes it's iffy. But like if I'm somewhere, I do like drinking out of a fountain because I go no lid, no straw, and it's just kind of I like sipping on it.
Mm.
I think with a straw, I drink too fast.
Me
sometimes.
too.
But you can't beat a McDonald's Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do like.
And a
I don't
Rally's
drink
Coke's
soft
not bad
drinks
either.
too often, but I do like McDonald's Coke.
I've got a soft drink problem. Dave, what do you prefer then? Do you like, I mean, you said you like your beer out of a bottle, so you're a fountain drink guy too
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
soft drinks? Yeah, I think there's some beers that I will say 100%. You drink Miller High Life out of a can, it is 110% different than Miller High Life out of a bottle.
Yeah.
Out of a bottle is so much better.
Yeah.
But to me, Mick Ultra, you put Mick Ultra in a can or you put Mick Ultra in a bottle, I don't know that I can tell.
No.
And but the same theory there. I think Busch Light out of a bottle tastes a little bit smoother than Busch Light out of a can.
that's probably we've hit on this before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think it's probably
my father-in-law would absolutely not drink a beer unless it was in a bottle,
and I think
unless
it's
he was
due to the
already-
flow rate.
to the point where he was just looking for another one and not worried about the taste and quality.
Well, we got onto the topic I think once about wide mouth cans.
Yeah.
So
They
I
made
think
Busch
what I
Light that-
like about a
Oh.
bottle is
Well, I
think
don't
that
drink that right now.
I think that it flows better out of a bottle.
You
than it
don't
does
drink
out
what
of
right now?
Beer.
booze.
Oh, yeah, because you're dry January.
I'm ready going. Well,
Doing
I'm
great.
just dry in general for now.
Oh, yeah, you're not doing it.
Dry in general.
Mm-hmm.
We, fan of the program, Matt Messmer, lives just down the road here.
Mm-hmm.
He does a damp January. So he's got it calculated where he can do like where he could do like a beer a day. So we were sitting on the Legion Wednesday night after ball, and we were sitting there with old Leroy Vogler there, and the old handle just kept getting filled up. Oh, God damn it, that's another beer that counts. I won't be able to drink for the rest of the month. And it's like, well, technically you never got empty, so it was only one, but he didn't agree with that logic. But
A damp January.
support
I like
those that do that stuff. But yeah, I think it's a good wonder because I think there's a lot of people that would.
To answer his question wholeheartedly, yes, I do feel 100% that there's a difference in taste
Yeah.
between cans,
Vessels.
bottles, or fountain.
Well, and some of that with the vessels is how long has it set in a warehouse? Because sometimes you can buy a 20 ounce in a bottle and it tastes ridiculously bad because it's set in some warehouse that somebody discovered late, even if it is still on the not brew on date, but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's
within
date
its
what
parameters.
what it's
I
goodness.
feel like your can statement though on beer probably has to do with how quick you're wanting to drink it.
yeah.
Because I think you could put a bottle of beer and a can of beer in the freezer, and the bottle of beer would hold out longer and be like a frosty mug, whereas the beer in the can would get slushy.
Mhm.
But it takes longer to get beer cold
Yeah.
in the glass. Anyway,
It could
I digress.
It could just be personal preference.
Personal
too.
preference.
Yeah,
I like personal preferences.
that's good.
Or situational.
Situational.
Hey, it's time, though,
Moving on.
for the Merkley and Sons Choice Cut Questions of the Week.
Let's hear from him.
Welcome to Merkley and Sons Choice Cuts Questions of the Week for the Fellas, sponsored by Merkley and Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts. Did you know that the generous fellows over at Merkley and Sons are even more generous? Merkley and Sons wants those of you that are part of local organizations that are looking to fundraise to be a partner with them to raise funds by selling, you guessed it, meat. Send an email to merkleymeatsfundraiser at gmail.com today to get more information. Listen, if they're going to offer to help you make money for your organization, take the fellas up on it. They have big hearts and they sell quality meat products. That's what we love about them.
All right. Thank you, Merkley and Sons. We appreciate it. Bradley and John Boy.
Greenwell, because he shows up for shit.
He shows up for shit. Interesting again this week. We've got another set of anonymous choice cut questions. So we will respect the anonymity. And
Is that what Nemo lived in?
Yep.
yeah, and we'll go from there. Big fella, starting with you. What's one item on your bucket list?
One item on my bucket list?
Yeah, what's one item or one thing you'd like to do that's on your bucket list?
Oh, this one thing that I'd like to do. Kill a caribou, 100%.
Ooh, caribou.
Wow.
I'd like to leave the country and just visit a tropical destination sometime.
He ain't done that yet. That's cool.
I've never done it either.
Oh, really? Cool.
I've been to Canada. Eh?
Yay.
That's why I watch The Amazing Race. I live vicariously through these people. That,
Vicariously. What do you want?
I want to spend a night in the igloos and see the Northern Lights.
Yeah, dog.
There's a lady on TikTok
We
that
can do that when we kill. You can go with me when I kill a
kill
caribou.
a caribou, and then
You
we'll
can come
fly.
too. We'll go to a different country.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Look at this
And
shit.
then we'll just fly down. There's a girl, real quick. There's a lady on TikTok that lives on like Svalbard island or some shit. No, I'm saying it wrong. But basically, they get to enjoy the darkness for about 6 months out of
Gosh,
the year.
that'd be
That'd be
wild.
terrible.
But
That would be horrible.
it's so
horrible,
beautiful
horrible.
all other times. Anyways, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully not dead. Making a podcast called The Wondering
Cord, Casey.
Oh shoot! Sorry,
Calling
buddy.
The Wondering making podcasts. Man, this is going to be a wild statement to say, but I think it has to go back with this. My final thought last week about the weight loss thing, but 5 years from now, maybe 100 pounds lighter. I'll say that maybe.
That's only 20 pounds a year.
I know.
That's sustainable.
Yeah, right. Well, you got Smoke.
Where do I see myself in 5 years?
Yeah.
I don't know. So let me see. I'll have a 20-year-old, a
That's a wild thought.
16-year-old, and a 11-year-old. I don't know. Probably gray, pretty deep widow's peaks. My daggone ponytail should be pretty badass by then. But balding on top. Hopefully a little skinnier, but pot-bellied, I would imagine, looking at the stock I'm from. Hopefully dodging ED. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dodging ED.
Yeah.
If consistency's anything, probably right where I'm at. Hopefully on the cusp of some big breaks career-wise. Should be, hopefully. I'll have that damn MBA by then, I think. Kids will be older. So I'd say probably pretty consistent there.
Yeah.
I don't see anything too major in the next 5 years. What's something you've always wanted to learn?
Oh, just fluent in Spanish, hands down. Just for where we live.
I was going to say a foreign language.
Yeah. Mine would be Spanish, 100%.
I think
Fluent.
I'd be the same.
Yeah.
Would want to learn. If you could pursue any hobby or passion without limitations, what would it be?
Bass fishing.
I set my bar on podcasting, and here we go.
We've crushed it.
Yeah, so I killing it.
Is that your answer?
Yeah, that was.
Golf.
Oh yeah.
I'd be a scratch golfer. Teddy Hoops just seems so happy out on the golf course when it's working.
Sometimes.
What's one skill you would want to improve on that you currently have? So one skill that you currently have, what would be one that you would want to improve on?
House cleaning. Organization. Yeah.
Guitar playing.
Yeah. It's a good one.
I think coaching. Because I think if you can learn how to be a better coach, like a John Wooden-esque coach, you know what I mean? Like where you're able to.
No.
Nick
Never heard of
Saban.
John Wooden.
Oh boy.
You're gonna. I'm gonna be off in the weeds on this.
Okay. All right. Last one here. What's something you've always wanted to do but you haven't had a chance to?
A little redundant.
Why? What's redundant about it?
Well, like,
I mean, they're all in the same vein.
yeah. So one thing that I haven't done yet that I would want to do.
Yeah.
Oh my, I don't know. Go to a different tropical foreign country that I haven't been to yet. On a trip, all inclusive.
All inclusive. There you go.
I'd like to have like a multi-day, multi-state Harley trip.
Yo.
Yeah, that would be a good thing to have. I think ride that beautiful motorcycle to work on a fall day that's like a pristine fall day, like a good riding day where it's just beautiful. Like you could ride all day kind of day. I think that's something I've always wanted to do. Never had the chance to. I think that'd be it.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's good. It's
I've
good
never
place to be.
experienced. You guys have had the opportunity to experience it. I've never had. I think it'll be the ultimate Zen Den moment. Hey, there we go. Thank you, Anonymous, for those choice cut questions. We appreciate it. We appreciate the Merkley boys. But
Hell yeah.
Fortunately, it is time for us to turn off the lights. The party's over, Dave.
I'm going to start my car first before we turn the lights off.
Okay. Anyways, it's the last pass, and it's brought to you by our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power. The last pass is brought to you by our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power. Listen, folks, the weather has been fairly mild with no snow to amount to much, but that could all change very quickly. Smoke,
Yes, sir.
we've got a rule that we like to live by, right? Mm-hmm. Don't get caught with your pants down.
Bad place to be.
Now, that rule, in essence, could have been stated by don't get caught being unprepared, but don't get caught with your pants down has better ring to it.
That's right.
Listen, have a plan. If you need to upgrade your equipment, whether it be your tractor, side-by-side, snow blower, or whatever it may be that you use to help move snow, do it now before the forecast changes. Big Mace,
Yeah,
we will get snow.
for sure.
It is only a matter of time. The folks at Hopf Outdoor Power are ready to help you upgrade your equipment or through their parts and service department, maintain your equipment. See them today before you are shoveling your driveway by hand and listening to us in your earbuds.
All right.
Appreciate it to the lovely folks over at Hopf.
Went by the lot over there.
Loaded up.
They have got some side-by-sides that need to be moved.
Yeah.
Go out and get you one.
Crazy list they got, too.
Dave, may be the time to get one.
Wild prices.
Yes, I'm needing one.
Don't forget to be the person that their pet would tell other pets about, or however that goes.
Where'd that come?
I heard some philosopher said it. I can't remember where it came from exactly.
Real wise guy.
Yeah, real wise guy. Yeah,
Who did say that?
David
Me.
Allen Smoker.
That was my final thought
week.
last week.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
That's exactly what you said.
that's what you said last week. But no, stay warm. Get through these these days, these dog days of winter, I guess you would say. We got a long way. We got a long way to go here, but it'll be March before you know it, and those trees will start budding out, and then we'll hit the ground running. But mental health awareness time, boys and girls. It's those days where it's dark and gloomy and wet and rainy and muddy and colder than shit, and you can't do anything, and you don't get any sunshine, and you feel like shit, and you only want to nap and eat and cry and Google things because you're going to die and all this stuff. But guess what? It doesn't have to be that way.
No, playing our day.
All right, I got that boy right now. Smokers Lounge is always open. Our comment thread, our messengers, our email, like all of it. If you ever need to chat, hit us up. People pay lots of money to listen to this shit in a couch form. We'll give it to you for free.
Oh, yeah.
To a certain extent.
Smoke Dragon. What smokeism do you have for us today?
Well, let's go back to napping and sleeping. And, I often find that most of the dreams I have most of the time are inspired by what happened the day of.
Yeah.
Or something that happened in that day.
Okay.
So, I guess if I had to have a parting thought today, it'd be don't spend so much time worrying about trying to get to your dream that you don't enjoy the inspiration of the dream day to day.
Oh, Jesus.
God, it's beautiful.
My God.
Yeah.
That guy.
We're going to start writing this shit down.
Well,
It's on the internet forever.
I was going to say it's saved
Never
on the
mind.
internet forever.
Okay, Casey, what do you got?
It's funny in life, who you marry or who you partner up with to share this life with. Each person in that relationship has highs and lows, or other things going on. And my wife is killing it right now. She's keeping her shit together. And I there's not much I can do to help the situation other than bitch at you guys about what I'm aggravated with, because I know you would never tell her. But she's been great, and don't envy the situation and where she's at right now. But for those husbands out there, be supportive of your significant others in their time of need. I know you guys joke about your wardens, and it's a good laugh, and we enjoy it. But I know that if your wives ultimately needed you for something, you guys would be there, because that's just the men you are, and that's when you took those vows, you took it serious. And I know there's a lot of men out there that joke about their wives being the old ball and chain and the ball buster and all this other shit, but they really do a lot. And
99% of the time, most good women go behind a good man is usually a good woman.
Yeah, and so I just
Shut up, Dave. You can get a good look at a T-bone by sticking your head up a butcher's ass, but I'd rather take the bull's word for it.
Yeah, it's a tough one to get. But I just want to say, like, those men out there in those marriages that do harp on the negative in your relationship a lot, it doesn't do any good.
No.
Man, it'd be a positive support for your spouse. Because I know there's times I wanted to strangle her this past week, but it doesn't do any good. So shout out to old Sparky doing it right.
Hang in there, champ.
Yep. Other than that, Dutchman out.